Hello, hello. All right, we're live again. Uh, nice to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Let me just check that this is up, working correctly now. This is take two. And then I'll get started. All right, cool. All right, cool. Let's get started. So today we're going to go through how to generate a logo in Midjourney and then bring it into Illustrator to make it just right, and then customize it to how you prefer, how you like it. And so let's move over to the desktop. All right, cool. So I'm sure everyone by now is familiar with Midjourney and how to generate things that you want. This is a logo that I generated. This is for my channel. I wanted to, kill two birds with one stone, so to say, and make a logo for this channel, and then also make a tutorial about how to make logos using Midjourney and AI. So this one is a pretty simple prompt that I gave it. It was eye-catching geometric stylized logo design with the letter A featured in the middle. Nothing too advanced there. And I was happy with this. I'm not so in love with the color palette they used, but as the thumbnail shows in this video, we can keep the form and change the colors to however we want, right? We can figure out the color palette a little later. And so let's do that. Let's get right into it. So I've found that it's better to download it from the website. Sometimes they like do an up sample or something. So downloading directly from Midjourney site, sometimes I might be imagining that, but I think it's a little better. And then let's start a new file. We're gonna make it, let's make it 1,000 pixels by 1,000. Call it logo design 2. Create. And then to get the reference photo in here, we want to do place, and that can be Shift Control P. Select your logo, click anywhere, and now it's in. So I want to show you something, which is that sometimes, a lot of the time, Midjourney does not quite perfectly align stuff. It's like slightly off. That's why I'm showing you how to bring this in and modify it so that it's just right. To the careful eye, they can usually spot out that something's a little off, you know? So like, for example, this X through that we kind of want to ignore that. And so I'm just trying to find the center point. So I can drag out a guideline. With the guideline selected, I can, what? Guidelines, oh my God. This is why we're planning to cut these. Hold on. Guideline selected. Wow, it's such. Okay, so the guide was locked. So to unlock, you go right click, unlock guides. And then when you select it, you can place it where you want. This file is, again, we made it 1000 by 1000. So the middle point is just going to be 500 pixels on the X, 500 on the Y, and we have the center point. And so I am just gonna eyeball it. I'm just trying to get it so that the A is about in the middle. Huh. Oh. 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 Okay, whatever. Close enough. And then that looks centered. So the first thing we're gonna do is, let's start with this triangle. I am going to also eyeball this. If you want to get real into it, you can pull out more guidelines. You'll start to see things line up in different ways. But a lot of the time, Midjourney is not quite 100% like calculated, right? Anyways, let's eyeball it. I'm just trying to stay in the middle of this first colorful triangle, and you'll see the helpful guidelines, the pink there. And to zoom in and out, let me turn on my helpful display thing. Okay, there you go. So now you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so with this thing selected, we can add a stroke. Let's raise that up. I don't know, it's gonna be probably like 30, a little more. If you select in here and scroll wheel, you can also make the stroke larger. So it looks like 40, 41 or so. Now, all right, so it is vertically aligned. So I'm gonna move it over just to, if you wanted to get to this type of, you know, exact replica of this design, you can add a stroke. The stroke can be a gradient. With the gradient selected, you can select the color picker. We're getting the color there. Getting the color here. And just to show the angle, it's about 30. Or is that a 45? I think that's 45. And then I also think, yeah. And then we can realign that like that. But actually, yeah, let's just do that. Oops. Okay. Vertically aligned, cool. And then with this, so you can do Control C, and you can do Control C, and to paste it into place, you do Control B, and it will paste in the same exact place. And we can put this one underneath and make the stroke larger. And this stroke is the black. Oops. This stroke is the black underneath here. Aha, yeah, there we go. All right, so let's redo that. So with this one selected, you can come up here to stroke, select the color you want. And now we have our main triangle with the black outline. Cool. And so right now, since this, something that we might want to do is lock down this background so that it doesn't move. Then we can like control select everything. So to do that, you can do control 2, and that locks it. Now that's easily manageable. To unlock it, what is it? It's control shift. You can come up to object, unlock all, it's control alt 2. Sometimes when you're working on stuff, you want to lock it down so that it doesn't move if you select it. So control 2, cool. But actually, yeah, okay. All right, so what next? Let's do, well, let's group these. We have this letter A in the middle here. We can go right to the middle, type in your letter A. That's going to be way bigger. It's going to be like 120. Nope, even bigger. 150. Choose your font. I really like. I've been liking this one called Montserrat. I always read this as Monster Rat, but then it's not that. It's Montserrat. Montserrat bold here. And we can get that into place. So it is even bigger. It's like maybe 170. Just trying to eyeball it at this point. That looks about right. What we can do is right click, create outlines, press A. I'm not sure why the screen display thing disappeared, but if you press A, you can select your points that you want to modify. I don't really want to do too much modification. All I want to do is maybe make these a little rounded. Let's go with like a 10. And then these can also be rounded. Same thing, I'm just gonna do 10. Not too much, right? It's always like, looks so cool. I'm just gonna do it at max. But usually it looks ridiculous. It's like you wanna be modest with applying those things. So this is center aligned, nice. So again, if we're trying to go and completely trace over this, we can apply a fill gradient. So with your gradient created, you can do the same thing as before. Select the color and then use the color picker and just yoink. And then come over here and yoink. And then put it at 45 degrees, and that is looking pretty similar. One thing that's different is they have this kind of texture on it. That's something that we can do at the end. It's just that when you're making it, it's like, well, it looks different. That's what it is. They have some texture on theirs. Well, the AI. Anyways, let's center this. Also select these and center. Cool. And let's do this circle. For me, I saw that this circle is actually, it's not really a circle, right? It's not like a real circle there. If you select the ellipse tool and then you select the middle and you hold Alt Shift and drag out, it will be from the center correct sized circle. And yeah, look, it's not a true circle, it's a fake circle. AIs only know how to make fake circles. So you can drag out That looks about right. That looks good. Okay. Don't have to overdo it or think too much about this part. The fill, again with the gradients. Let's put the fill, let's put this one underneath these other layers. Yep. It's just peeking out, so I'm gonna yoink the color from here and then add a color in the middle here. Put it in the center. Over here. Yoink it. Again, I think there's an angle of like 30 degrees with this one. That looks about right. You can kind of see in the background that it's a little tighter. Nice. And then, I mean, we're getting, what else is there? That's like pretty much it. So I'm gonna lock down these guides, same thing. So when I select them, they don't move. Oh, that's right. So the background, this part is all, it's more like an off black or almost a transparent. It's like, oh, okay. All right, it's transparent black. So that's something I didn't see the first time around. But yeah, like doing this, it's like a pretty good approach to learning as well. It's kind of like you're tracing over the designs that we all know are aesthetic pleasing because you look at it and it's like, that looks good. You can make it to how you like. But let's see, if we dig into the layers, I'm just gonna pop this out, open it up. We have the layers here. I'm looking for the black stroke. So it's in here. So select that. We're gonna go up here, select stroke. No, we don't need to. With that layer selected, we can lower the opacity. Cool. And then there's like a dark triangle in here. So let's, same thing, I think we can just select this guy. We're just gonna duplicate. Let's do the one below. Give it a color of, looks like a purple. A dark, dark purple. Nice. Now that is looking pretty good. So the only thing really left here is that we gotta add these sort of decorative triangles. And so to do that, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, you're just making triangles and splashing them around. It's like if you wanted to exactly copy the placement, you could literally do it for each one. Just draw the triangle. And then if you wanted to modify it a little, you could press A, select the point, modify like that. I mean, that's, you don't have to be that perfect with it, come on. But that's how you would do it. And then you can move it to the side. To select the eyedropper tool, you can do I for eyedropper, right? Because that's how we spell eyedropper, with the letter I. No, it makes sense. And then you just select the color, and that's that. And there were some others in here that had looks kind of like it has a stroke. It's the same deal. You could just add a stroke of whatever, give it a color of whatever. And then after you make a few, like for example, if you made this guy right here, oops, didn't mean to do scissors. All right. eyedropper there, just like that. You just copy and paste it over here. Move it like that. That's cool. And then if you decide to make some design rules for yourself, that's also a great idea. Like, oh, I only want there to be right angles with these triangles. You know, that's like, it's a design decision of yours. Now you're the designer. Cool. So I'm not gonna go through and make all of these decorative thingamajigs, triangles right here, because I wanna now customize this. I wanna make up my own color scheme because I don't necessarily wanna keep this color scheme. I like it, I think it's cool, but it kind of reminds me of like cotton candy. I don't know if here on Aptitude that I wanna represent cotton candy. I want to do more like different colors of blue. Cheerful, uplifting blues. So a way to do that, again with Midjourney, this is pretty sweet, is you can generate Midjourney. Oh, no, that's the background. That's the background for the intro. Although it worked out that the angle of where I sit doesn't really work. So I didn't go with that one. So these are some textures. This is pretty sweet. These were textures if you wanted to do your own customizable texturing here, like I was talking about. Actually, let me show you that real quick. So bringing in a file, you can do place. And so there's different textures that you can play with here. These were all generated. This is a rainbow noise gradient one. I thought it was kind of cool. You can make it so that it fits. And all you're doing, here, I'm gonna make a new artboard so everything's clean. And you know what? I'm gonna hide the guides. Okay, so I just unlocked everything just so I can delete that one. All right, cool. So now we're in this artboard. All you have to do is select the texture that you want to use, and you can go up to opacity. The blend mode here is going to be turned into overlay. And ta-da, you're done. No. Let's make that a little smaller. What do we have to do? We have to turn on clipping masks. Actually, we're getting out of... Yeah, so you would turn on clipping masks, make it so that this is clipping onto only this. To be honest, right now on the fly, I don't even know how to do that. So we're just gonna brush that one up under the rug. Scrub it from the internet. Okay, I didn't prepare to be doing clipping masks. I overspoke my ways. So anyways, you would that's the way though. You would overlay it and then do a clipping mask. Anyways, let's move on. We'll just brush that under the rug. Okay, moving on. So here we have our colors, our color scheme. Let's go into that. So there's so many places that you can kind of draw inspiration from or figure out what you're going to do for color schemes. Like for example, color.adobe. This has always been a great one because really you don't want to get like too many colors, and then they use color science because they have a nice wheel with like, you know, you can check analogous and monochromatic, so it's all one color but different shades. Triad, so that it's 3 colors. Complementary. You can also explore up here, so you can see different colors that other people put together, different palettes of 5 colors here. I mean, there's really a lot that you can do, but we wanna like kind of, well, I mean, this website's legit. It's good to check it out. But for this video, I'm gonna show you how to, you can generate your own color palettes now. Midjourney is pretty solid with the generation. I'm gonna blur this out. Yeah, so with this, I mean, you can go into Midjourney, and you can generate your own color palettes. For this, I was writing cinematic color palette. And then we had like a really nice color palette to draw from. And just to show you how one of these could be used, yeah, you want to do all here. So yeah, for example, here we have like this Midwestern color palette. So this is Midjourney kind of like taking a guess at what a color palette looks like. But if you import a photo, go to File, Place, bring in a, you can use a photo that you think looks nice, like this, and then you can just start going through and selecting the fill, edit the gradient so that the colors are, pick the colors that you like from the images. And so like if you're doing that, all the colors in an image like this are going to be kind of cohesive, right? If it looks right on this image, then you can kind of go through and start fishing around for colors that you want. Like so you're kind of taking inspiration from a Midjourney generated image because they look good. So many Midjourney images, they just look good. So this is how to kind of grab them. But I think personally, again, this is like kind of not what I want to be going for. I want to have more blues. So let's see, was there another image that I brought in? Yeah, let's go with this TV set. Okay, this was an image that I generated that I think we could pull some the color palette from for the channel. So this is like that, and then this one. All right, let's not think too much about it at this point. We just want to grab some colors. That's cool. Oh, that's an issue. The whole thing was No, 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 no. We're good. We are good. Are we? Hold on. Let's go to layers. We're going to figure out why this thing is looking a little funky. Because of this. All right, let's just keep this at 100%. We're kind of undoing a lot of the coloring we did before now, trying to get to our own color scheme that we like. Colors are tricky, man. There's color science. We're not really doing that. I'm more of like a color feel type guy. I mean, no, it's helpful, but we're not going to go into the science behind it. I'm just looking for something that looks right, like looks nice, looks cool. But I guess the basics, right, is like you don't want to pick too many colors because there is science to that topic. It gets pretty complicated. So it's easier to just like pick your main colors that you're going to use and put them to the side, save them down here. And then you can draw from those colors and makes your life easier. So here we go, stroke. So let's modify the gradient on this stroke. Whoops. Let's see, this stroke is going to be like a blue. Yeah, let's do it blue to the darker blue in the center and then the lighter blue again. I like kind of playing around with the shadings here. It's like flipping them. You'll kind of get a feel for like what looks right, what looks like it could be improvements, and then you're just kind of looking for the direction from there. We got the blue here. Let's put that here. You know what? Alt drag, you can duplicate the color there. And then we're going to do this at 0, 0. This looks cool if you have I don't know who plays with these things. The stroke gradient, the way it's applied. Oh, that's sweet. You know what? I'm going to use this one. Okay, cool. We're making things. That looks like a LED tube now, which is exactly what I was going for. Although I don't know what that thing is all about, you know? Whatever. It's all good. Let's move forward. And we got this background color here. All right, so the background, I'm not too sure what to make the background here. Maybe if it's a radial gradient, that'll look cool. So with that selected, we can go up to the gradient type. Boop. Oh. Boop. No boop. No boop. Boop. Why no boop? Okay. There we go. Wait. Oh, this is what we're trying to... Okay, cool. We're getting there. We're getting there. We are getting there. Can we move this location? Yes. Let's say... Or move the location of this thing. Of this. We want it to start from the beginning, from the middle. Oh man, I have a feeling we're gonna end up making a cool logo. All right, cool. I mean, it's already kind of looking sweet. Now with this A, what are we gonna do for the A? I think the A could be a lot better. But how? Let's play with the colors here. Are we just doing gradient everything? No. No. Maybe. Maybe. No. Freeform gradient. Sorry, I'll try not to make fart noises into the mic anymore. But let's see. Can we do what? Whoa, that's trippy, man. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just kind of playing around, trying to make a cool logo for the channel. Remember? 2 birds, 1 stone. Documenting the process. I think I want to add a stroke to give it an extra layer of niceness. That's the technical term. Okay, I'm seeing there's something I want to do here, which is well, I don't know. It's kind of cool. Nah. What I'm getting at is like how the tube for this thing kind of blends straight into the background here. This has got like a lot of dimension to it already. But, I mean, we shouldn't get too excited because I feel like there's still some room to improve here. Like how could we make this better? How can we make this better? Well, it's not better. It's like the background gradient's not quite right. So we want to go to appearance. Let's see if we got okay. Let's do some cleaning up, you know? We're off to a hot start here. But let's not forget to clean our room. All right. So yeah, so this was the one that I want selected. I don't think that's doing anything. So yeah. So with this one, let's see, can we do something? Gradient options. It's this one, right? Yeah. So I think I want to edit gradient. I just want to move it down. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna move, what? Bruh. Okay. Okay, this has got me, I got an idea. Okay, 1 second, everybody. I got an idea. Nah. Huh? Eh? And then if we move this up like this, eh? Let's see, the gradient on this one. No, we want to do the radial. We want to do radial, but we want to, oops. Wait, hold up. Edit gradient. What? 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 Okay, you guys see that as well, right? I mean, that's not just me. I'm pretty sure that's bugging out right there. So let me see. If I just apply this. Okay, let's take a step back. What is happening here? Selecting this. It's not the A. Oh, hold on. Bruh. Give me a second. Bear with me for a second as we dive into what the heck is going on. So we have two layers here, and then if we turn on the main layer, maybe we want to delete this layer and have the main ellipse be the one that's kind of got that circular gradient attached with it. So let's do that. If you select that, all right, that's already seeming like it's headed in the right direction. So this one, I mean, I can't even select this one. It's weird. Whatever. So this one's selected. We're gonna edit the gradient a little bit, not too much, because you all saw how that went. This looks sweet. This is already looking pretty cool. Stroke. Oh, down here. You know what? Let's flip these. All right, let's move along with this. We're gonna edit the gradient. We're just doing radial gradients all over the place today. In this episode, we're gonna do radial gradients just all over the place. Radial gradient, everything. Actually, I'll take this moment to point out on a more serious note that like the way that I used Midjourney to generate the idea is kind of how I see it being super useful to so many people. It's like you can generate a logo and then trace it, and then before you know it, you're really down the road making your own thing. Designing your own design, your own color style. I mean, yeah, this is where it started, but this was an original, you know, this is a one of a kind generated image. So who's to say, you know, this is now like, you know, now I made this, you know, I made this. So let's see if we keep moving along. We want to edit this gradient. I wonder if there's like how many times I said gradient in this video. So gradient, so yeah, so we want to edit this gradient, and then we're gonna want to edit this gradient. Let's see if we have, if we just make this smaller, is this gonna look stupid or super cool? But what if we flip the gradient? Okay, at this point, I'm just playing around. So, so I hope you're having a good time watching. Thanks for stopping around. Thanks for watching. Flip. Basically, at this point, what I'm trying to do is like make it so that it looks really cool. You know, it's like almost like a visual effect where it's like gonna be eye-catching. People will be like drawn to it. That's what I'm going for. This looks pretty eye-catching. I think what could look better is this tube. Maybe the black here doesn't need to be, the black stroke doesn't need to be so it doesn't need to be black. We'll probably want to have this stroke be a different color. I mean, is it just going to be different variations of this gradient all the way through? It's very possible. What happened here? So like the stroke is going to be, let's try white. Let's try gradient. Let's try this gradient. Gradient options. So we select the stroke and then we're selecting the edit gradient. And then it's disappearing. Okay. I think we want this to be here. Oh yeah. So at this point, you can start using like percentages. That's, you know, percentages down here. It's like you can really make things pop if you dial it in this way. Like I'm doing 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So now I'm trying to dial it in, get down to the nitty gritty. I don't know if that's a saying, but I just said it. And we go edit, bam, 33.3. So we are cleaning up our gradients so that they pop. And we got the tube here. You know what? We did it before, thinking that we were going to have that radial gradient in the center, but I think that this is a better idea, not to yeah, that's better. What if we kind of curve these? Let's see. With these selected, we could do, yeah. And then I'm seeing this, the fill for this one could be a gradient, right? Why not? Just gradient everything. We select the fill, go over to the gradient. Wait, what? Hold on now. Where's the edit gradient thingamajig? I don't think so. I don't think that's it. Ah, that ain't it. That ain't it. That's pretty cool. Ooh. Yeah, I think that's it. Nice. I love it when that happens. Let's do another stroke underneath with like just one. Oh, you know what? We could change the stroke so that I don't know what that but okay, so we could have it so that this stroke is oops, this one. We want this one to be to be honest, I have no idea why you can't align the stroke to the outside there. Because I don't know how I feel about the inside there. You know what? What we might have to do is delete this. And then we could just simply copy this, paste this, and then just for this one, I'm sure there's an easier way, but whatever. Or there's probably more organized way to do this. Whatever. We're just trying to get to the goal. Get to the goal at this point, you know? There we go. So just to clarify, I just duplicated it, and I'm just applying the white stroke on the layer that's underneath, because I didn't like that it was on above here. Nothing too advanced there, pretty simple. Cool. So this is looking pretty nice. I feel like some of the time, a lot of the time, it's a good idea to step away from your design. You know, once you get to like it's like hitting save, you know? And then you can walk away from it and like let the back of your mind do some thinking about it. You know, you don't want to overanalyze it. So it's like getting to that save point, hitting save, walking away, coming back a little bit later, being like, yeah, or nope. But I'm liking this one. I have a feeling there. I mean, this goes against what I just said, but I have a feeling I'll probably want to change some things. I feel like it's not quite 100% yet, but I think I'm gonna hit that save button. Call it here. Thanks for sticking around. Let me know if you design your own. Tag me on social media. But yeah, that was fun. This is cool. I think you'll be seeing the finished one probably by the time you watch this. Because at the time of recording, I have like 35 followers, so not too much pressure. But you'll see the updated version, I'm sure, pretty soon. Anyways, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned some things. If you did, hit that like button. If you learned so many things and you loved it, make sure to hit the subscribe. Actually, if you didn't love it, but you liked it, also you could hit subscribe. Anyways. All right. Thanks. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace. Actually, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Peace.